Yeah, you see, this is what happens when you start going to the store.
3, 4.
You start buying stuff. Alright, so I got the old ground clamp off, and we're going to put together a new one. They did not have any decently sized wire at the hardware store. I find that to be unfortunate. Nor did they have any good electrical connectors. So we are going to go ahead and make one ourselves. Hey, I went and watched AVE's video on how to drill stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm doing it right now. Look, I got my automatic center puncher thing there. I got me a laser. Look, huh? And look, fancy new step drill bits instead of my usual attempt to use masonry bits to drill steel. Let's see how this goes. This ought to be fun. Just shows to go, yeah, the laser's not lined up. I mean, if that ain't prettier than a picture. Before we go any further, let's make sure she fits. No. See? Back to the press. There'll be some editing here, by God. I don't know why I'm doing an Irish accent today. It's weird. One more step. Keep going. Deeper. Oh, let him know. Tell you what, though. Lucky for us. Got a whole set of these things. Let's try the little fat bastard. You'll see a block of wood with some holes in it in your future. Alright, we got the fat boy in there now. Oh, the big one don't want to cut. It's gonna be hot, boys. Look out. Yep. Still gonna go the other way, hot or not. That's probably why she got all hard and doesn't want to drill now, because she's hot, bothered. Can't be messed with anymore. We're having none of it. Ha-ha! That'll teach you. Support your holes, gentlemen. Gives you a lot better push. Little touch on the grinder. Cleaned up the edges with a file. Check the fit. Sure enough, she fits. The brass has 2 grooves in it, and I already bent the other side, so I'm just using a piece of scrap so that I can bend it. I ground it a little bit, cut the reliefs in the neck, and then cut a little groove down the center. Ready to go. Okay, here's the old one. See how nice and thick that is right there at the neck? With the same thickness. See, it's not enough that this plate is big, right? It's where the current goes, which is right there at the neck. So that's why I had to make sure we got an extra big dollop of solder right there to up our electrical conductivity right there. And so this is all soldered and crimped in. It's going nowhere. I like to get the electrical tape on there while it's hot, and that way it conforms to funny places like that without breaking. The one place where it's actually legitimate to use electrical tape on electrical connections. And the other thing is to go and check your wire and make sure that there's no places where bare metal is exposed. I did have one spot where there was bare metal exposed, and I should have checked that before running the machine for the first time, because that's a good way to get electrocuted. All right, here it is. She's back on her feet. Put the legs in, cut them off, looking good. I kind of set it up at the end of last night, but I think I'm going to take it all apart again because I want to paint it. And I added this bar for tool storage, the stuff that always lives here. There's my crappy welds, which I even ground and they still look crappy, but they work and they hold that thing on there strong. So I have another one, which I want to go here. But as you can see, it's too long because I just kind of eyeballed it when I bent it. I bent it on the anvil outside after he did it on the forge. And you can see this one turned out right, but then this one was too long. So I'm going to go heat the forge back up, bend it again, take everything off, weld that one on the side, which will be for clamps, I think, and then hit everything with the wire brush, the power one, it's over there somewhere. Hit everything with the wire brush and then paint it, clean it all up, and then reinstall the vices, put everything back on it. Forge is set up and running. Took like 5 minutes to get it all up and going. And we're getting our piece hot. Alright, you can see just a couple of minutes. It's already red hot all the way to the end. Exactly what we need. So, without wasting any more charcoal, alright, here's my setup. I got the ends all prepped. This one I'm going to do a little bit of a, you can't see it right there, a little bit of a lap. And then this one I'm just going to butt up the way I did the other one. So I ground it out and I'll fill in this whole, you know, in corner and underneath and around. Just want to say these cheap magnets, they're garbage. They don't hold on to anything. They have no power. I have these, which is from a linear bearing, and you can't even get those apart without putting one of them in the vise. The thing is so strong. You got to be careful not to get your fingers in between them and what you're putting them on, because they'll snap right on there and pinch you. So alright, I'm going to weld this. I'm going to try and... I really am nervous. I only have this one camera. I don't want to ruin the camera by showing welding, but the demand for action shots is there, so I'm gonna step the camera back and see what we can see. If you remember the little Vornado, it's now doing duty as a welding fan. Works great. Not bad. I mean, I'm probably gonna hit it with the grinder and then try and fill in a little bit under here, but I'm not unpleased with that. A little spattery there, but I'm not really downhand. I'm kind of sideways, and it's hard to keep the wire right in the right place. So definitely room for improvement. There we go. I'm really not unhappy with those. I feel like I'm getting my little swirly action going. They're good solid beads. You whack them with the hammer, they do not crack. And that's even, I mean, that's pretty much uncleaned up, nothing to it. Ugly, but when you grind them down, they'll look okay. And I can lift the whole thing from the bar. I think I'm happy with that. So here's the next setup. Some 1/4-inch rod that I just cut with a grinder. Make little slots for each tool so the hammers don't like turn sideways and drop through the thing. So, and if I didn't have the magnets, the little pins would just roll and drop on the floor. So, record. Yep. All right. It's quality production we're running here. We always make sure we hit record. We never forget to hit record. Alright, now I can pull the magnets. Oops, that one didn't stick. Let's try that again. See, stuck to the end of the rod, but it didn't stick to the other one. Wow. I gotta say, I'm really enjoying having a mask that has the sensor so that I don't have to keep flipping it up and down. I can see when I'm welding, I can see when I'm not welding. It's great. So yeah, let's have a look at those. Yep, there you go. Grinder and paint make me the welder I ain't. Had a hard time getting these ones to stick. Well, I just went with the ones that would actually get welded on there. You know, I had a really hard time. I was running with the welder on max, and I could not get penetration. They'll probably all crack apart, but I'll fix them as we go. At least we're back in business for now. Looks halfway decent. We'll let her dry, and then it's off to the races. Alright, here's a little bit of fun we can have. This is from a very old piece of family furniture. Looks like cast iron, I think, but it might be wrought iron. There it is. It's a bracket, an old-fashioned bench that you put in your foyer to put hats and coats and things on, and it looks like this one has just snapped right off. In 3 places it snapped because there's a little screw hole which was probably actually meant for a nail. See, it's square, and someone tried to reattach it with a screw, and that put too much pressure on it. It went pop, and that all broke off. So can we fix this? I don't know, Mom. I'll try. But I'm going to set it up in the vise on some magnets to hold it in place. And then we'll just try giving it a couple little kisses with the welder and see if we can't get it to hold together. Wish me luck. Alright, so here's the setup. It's definitely magnetic. I cleaned all the rust off the contact surfaces and a little extra. Give myself the best chance. It's all set up here in the magnets, held in place. I don't know, 50-50. We'll see what happens. Alright, so I got it. The ground is touching the vise and it's actually touching the work. We'll see if we get good contact. I went back to some low voltage, medium range amperage settings so we don't blow the thing apart. Hopefully we get contact. Let's set our wire up so we get a nice clean point to start with. Because all I'm going to do is just dab it. I get contact, but I don't think it welded. Let's see what we got. No, see, they snapped right apart as soon as they... It's really hard to get this thing set in the right place. There it is. Alright, I'm going to try going with a little bit higher voltage. Maybe we'll get better penetration into the base metal. At least I'm not scared of blowing it up now. Here we go. No, move. Maybe we got something? I think that one was actually pretty good. So that was the one right up there on the top. You can see the couple little dabs I did in the middle. And then there's There's the little ones I've tacked on the bottom. Those probably are no good. Let's take it out of there and flip it over and see if we can tack the back. I'd like to get another one as good as that. And that one I started right with the wire in contact with the work already before I pulled the trigger. Alright, hang on. Don't go anywhere. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Oops, see, we're losing wire. It's pretty horrible down here. I'm off by like a millimeter, but I think I'm just going to try and get it tacked in. All right, have a look at that. Tell me what you think. Let's clean it up a little bit. A little spattery there, but at least it's filled in. I'll get all that spatter off. Might hit it with touch it with a Dremel, and then we'll see if it needs a little more. All right, I was touching it with the Dremel, and of course it just came apart. I started to clean it up again on the wire wheel, which you can hear in the background, but then I thought I should stop and show you. Like that's not really getting penetration. So I'm going to clean it up and try it again. Now that we have a little bit of the weld wire left on there, if I grind it smooth, I might be able to get the weld wire to adhere to itself better than I can get penetration in the parts. I don't know. We'll keep trying until we burn it up completely. All right, we're set up for the third attempt. All right, let's try low medium. I was on high medium. Actually, let's try low high. We'll go up on the amps, as low as we can on the volts. Let's see if that makes a difference. I feel like I'm trying to perform surgery with a piece of like ripped up soda can. Maybe. Well, it moved just one piece there. Yeah. My gap is terrible. That actually feels like I'm getting a little deeper. Just turn it over and do the back. Before we start to grind on it, let's get some filler in there. Stick, damn ye! That doesn't look too bad. But that's what I said last time. Let's pull her out and have a look. I mean, it's moving as one piece. Focus. Maybe. Let's grind on it and see if it comes apart again. I think that might have actually done it. I'm going to hit it again. You can see there's still... Focus! There's still a line in the middle there. But I think if I touch on either side of that bead, I got a good... touch it down on there again, maybe. It's starting to look like it's adhered, though. And I've ground on it with the Dremel, the wire wheel, and the bench grinder now. So it's pretty, I think it's solid. I'll hit that, I'm going to just go all around again. Round 4. But I'm going to keep these same settings because this looks like it's actually working. By Jove, I think he's done it! Actually... I mean, it's together, it's one piece. This is just grind, it's not actually a split. I'm going to touch the back of this again, I think, on the grinder. I've been hitting it with the Dremel, just cleaning it up everywhere, smoothing that out. I think that came out nice. Let me hit it on the grinder on the back one more time and then touch it with some sandpaper and see what we got. All right, so there it is. Oh, I think I'm done. All cleaned up. I tried not to get rid of all the old patina, but I did have to touch it wherever I bumped it with the grinder. I think it'll lay flat now and can be remounted. That's me done. On to the next one. Okay, I still have this welding rod, and I have this jumper cable. So let's make another lead. And what we're going to do is connect it to this one. And hopefully we won't have to do anything with the gun. Maybe we just disconnect the gun and it'll work. Let's give it a shot. I want to see what this thing will do if I run stick. That's the positive line of the gun, or the negative line of the gun, sorry. And that's our new negative, which goes to our... Just going to try and stick these two pieces of angle iron together. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so it's important to keep in mind I've never sticked before in my life. So my bet is that I stick the rod to the work and trip a circuit breaker. So let's see what happens. I'm going to go with high voltage, and why not try the maximum current. Let's see what we can do. This probably is not even going to work. Let's try this. That's it. Alright, so I gotta figure out some wiring on the gun, because when I pull the trigger, even though I've disconnected the positive to the gun, the only time I get power is when I pull the trigger. So let's stop and have a think about that for a second. And I think there's a couple ways we can do this, but I'm going to try the easy way right now, which is I just backed the roller tension all the way off so that it doesn't feed the wire. I'm going to put a cable tie on the trigger of the gun so that the stick is hot, and then I'm going to just try and stick again. So, take two. I don't think it actually has enough amperage to run stick. I was having to keep the tip of the stick like pretty much in the pool, and I couldn't draw the arc at all. Alright, I gouged into the base pretty hard. It's not great, but it's definitely getting in there. I don't know. I think it works. And I certainly think I'm going to call it done for this week. That's it for me. I hope you enjoyed watching me fart around with this welder. I'm glad we actually got something productive done. Yeah, I definitely need a better clamp. That one doesn't really grab the wire very well, but look at that. Not bad, eh? Forge20, baby. Getting her done. Hey, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe thing and the little bell and leave a nice comment and like and all that. Work with me here, would you? Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Forge20. Da-na-na!
When you just can't stop playing. I think I can break it. Yep, there it is. Busted.